At 45 years old, Denny Hamlin just did something that hasn't been done since 1981. 3 wins in a row, and somehow he's still talking about retiring. Let's get into it. And hey, real quick, if you're a true NASCAR fan like me, go ahead and drop a like and subscribe to the channel. NASCAR Nation News is just getting started. We're pushing toward our next subscriber milestone, and it's all about real talk from fans who live this sport every single week. All right, let's get into it. Denny Hamlin, Pocono Raceway, Sunday afternoon, and when the checkered flag dropped, history had been made once again. Hamlin took the win at Pocono for his 3rd consecutive NASCAR Cup Series victory, his 4th win of the season, not counting the All-Star race, and his 8th career win at this particular track, at Pocono alone. But here's the thing, that victory made the moment even bigger. With the win, Hamlin moved past the late Kyle Busch for sole possession of 9th place on the all-time NASCAR Cup wins list. 64 career victories, and he's still adding to the total. Now let's put this 3-race winning streak into perspective, because the list of drivers who have accomplished this is incredibly short. We're talking Richard Petty in 1966 and 1967, Bobby Allison in 1971, Darrell Waltrip in 1981. That's it. All 3 are NASCAR Hall of Famers. And now, Denny Hamlin joins that group. That's not a coincidence. That's elite company. And Hamlin didn't shy away from talking about just how strong this team is right now. He said, and I'm quoting directly, "I would certainly say it's the best we've been. We come to the racetrack every week knowing we got a great shot to win. The team's doing an amazing job giving me exactly what I need in the car every single week. That's why we're winning." You know, when a driver says it that clearly, it's hard to argue with him. And speaking of Pocono, this track means something special to Hamlin. In fact, he called it like a second home. And honestly, you can see why. His very first Cup Series victory came right here, June 11th, 2006. Nearly 20 years to the date of Sunday's win. At first, nobody saw it coming. But that same season, Hamlin swept both Pocono races. So this place has always brought out something special in it. He also praised the track itself. He called the pit crew flawless right now and highlighted the fan experience at Pocono. This wasn't just a driver winning a race, this was a complete team performance from start to finish. However, there was another interesting storyline developing behind him. Finishing second was Tyler Reddick. And remember, Reddick drives for 23XI Racing, the team co-owned by Hamlin and Michael Jordan. So in a way, Hamlin's organization had the top 2 finishers on Sunday. But Reddick wasn't exactly celebrating. He was brutally honest. He said if the 11 wasn't the winner, you could consider this a good day. That tells you everything you need to know about the standards he's holding himself to, and that's where things get interesting. Hamlin is now just 19 points behind Reddick in the Cup Series standings. So the championship battle remains very much alive between 2 drivers connected to the same organization. That's a storyline worth keeping an eye on. Meanwhile, William Byron rounded out the podium in 3rd for Hendrick Motorsports. And for Byron, this finish meant more than just another top 3 result. He said it was probably the first time in 4 months that he'd been able to drive the car the way he wanted to. John Hunter Nemechek finished 4th after leading 42 laps. That's double the number of laps he led over the previous 2 years combined. Kyle Larson came home 5th. Eric Jones finished 6th. And when the dust settled, Toyota had claimed 4 of the top 6 positions. Even more impressive, Toyota drivers have now won 10 of the season's first 16 races. Then something unexpected happened. Christopher Bell became one of the toughest stories of the entire weekend. Bell raced on Sunday with a broken wrist, still recovering from what NASCAR described as the hardest hit in the era of the new car. A crash that happened just 1 week earlier at Michigan. And despite that injury, Bell still managed to lead 18 laps late in the race through strategy. Eventually, he faded to a 26th place finish. But the result doesn't tell the whole story. Bell talked about the challenges of making aggressive moves on restarts, going 3 wide, managing a loose race car, all while dealing with a broken wrist. That's the kind of toughness that deserves recognition. And before we wrap this up, there's one more major story NASCAR fans need to know about, because NASCAR is heading somewhere it has never gone before. The next race weekend will feature an inaugural street race in San Diego. held at Naval Base Coronado, and that's when everything changes. This will be the first NASCAR event ever held on an active military base. The weekend will also coincide with the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Navy. And if that wasn't unique enough, San Diego will become only the second street course of NASCAR's modern era, following the Chicago Street Course, which hosted races over the past 3 seasons. That is going to be something completely new for this sport. So now let's talk about the big question. Denny Hamlin is 45 years old. He's riding a 3-race winning streak. He just passed Kyle Busch on the all-time wins list. His contract with Gibbs Racing runs through the end of 2027, yet he's still saying he plans to retire when that deal expires. So what do you think? Should Denny Hamlin reconsider retirement, or do you respect him for sticking to his word? Drop your answer in the comments. I want to hear what the NASCAR Nation thinks. And if you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe to NASCAR Nation News. We cover this sport the way it deserves to be covered. Real talk, real fans. Every week. We'll see you at the next one.